Okay, so my German channel, I said that I would upload more videos on the English channel this month. Yeah, it's December. Like, of course you're gonna do that guitar. Welcome to another video. Hello you guys out there, my name's Guitar and welcome to another video about filmmaking. Today I'm telling you how I got my first real estate job. Now I'm sure you've seen some people making real estate videos and kind of documenting that, and that's for a reason. It's because real estate videos are something pretty easy to do if you've got some knowledge. And it's also a pretty cheap thing for the customer because it doesn't take as long as, for example, a wedding video or a commercial. So before we can get into it, let's talk gear real quick because there's something that you need, and that is a wide-angle lens, which I've got on the Nikon D3300 right now. Now this is a 10 to 20 millimeter, which, by the way, a review of it is coming up. But you can see this thing is huge. Look at the field of view we're getting with it. I'm just about 1 or 2 feet away from the camera, and that's pretty impressive, isn't it? And that lens is kind of ideal for real estate filmmaking because it makes everything look huge and, to be honest, a little bit bigger than reality, but still. And therefore your 18 to 55 millimeter isn't really gonna work out for real estate. But what you can also use are GoPros. Now, the thing with the GoPros is they usually have got kind of this fisheye distortion effect, and you don't really want that in real estate videos. However, on the Hero 5 up to the Hero 7, this is the Hero 5 by the way, not the Hero 7 or the Hero 6, you've got the linear mode, which basically turns the lens into a rectilinear lens. And that's pretty good for real estate. I believe on this GoPro it makes it about an 18 millimeter equivalent, which is plenty for real estate. And what you're also gonna need is a stabilizer, but those can be pretty affordable. Like, for example, the Steadicam I showed you in another video. Of course you do need some practice on that, but you can learn that by yourself. And it is gonna look a little bit stupid if you're making a real estate video just hand holding a tiny little GoPro Hero 7 instead of a Steadicam with a more professional DSLR. Okay, so now that we talked about gear, let me tell you the story about it. So we were from our town on the way to Amsterdam. Now that's quite a long way, and we were driving there by car, by the way. And on our way we stopped by at my dad's girlfriend's sister. Yes, that's right. Now the funny thing is, as we got out of our car, I was kind of struggling. Yeah, should I really take the camera or is that too intrusive? And I thought, well, let's take the camera. You never know, always take your camera with you when you're an aspiring filmmaker like me. And that turned out to be a good decision because she was about to sell her flat. She wanted to get a bigger house, which was kind of understandable because there were 3 other people living in that flat. I'm kind of struggling with the TH. I sometimes say F instead of the TH. Kind of funny. We kind of talked about how she put that on a website and hired a photographer to take photos of the flat. What I noticed about the whole flat is that it was pretty tidied up. That got me thinking, oh, this looks pretty good. Maybe I should just take some shots. I'm not gonna upload that after all, so I might as well just take some test shots of it. And as we were chatting with her, I showed her the footage of the flat, and she told me it was pretty cool. So I made the suggestion, why don't I make a real estate video about it? So I went to the car, wanted to get my Steadicam out. Now unfortunately I left the Steadicam in the bag, which was at the hotel. So I quickly ran to the hotel, which was only a few blocks away fortunately, got the Steadicam, got back and started filming. I only needed about an hour for it, so it's pretty convenient for the customer as well. I told you, I don't think you're gonna need more than 2 hours to film a whole house if you're a good filmmaker. So after the sun went down and we finished dining, we went back to the hotel. The next morning we returned and I just got this final shot of the outside of that flat. So that basically was the shooting process and also the acquiring process. Now you see, it's pretty simple to actually get to shooting a real estate video. So fast forward 1 week. When we returned from our days in Amsterdam, I immediately turned on the computer imported the footage and started editing. And to my surprise, the video was pretty short, but I could stretch it to 1 minute by putting the outro at the end. Not the outro for this channel, another one that I use for filmmaking. Put some nice music under it, synchronized it, and that was it. I pretty much didn't need more than 1 hour for editing that, and you can be a lot more scientific with it, but I was just like, gonna grade it, use the scopes, that looks good like that, let's just leave it like that. So I put it on YouTube as an unlisted video, sent it off with an email, ask what she thought about it, because that's very important. Ask your customer for feedback, because that's pretty much a crucial way to improve yourself. Always ask for feedback, and if you don't give you any feedback, that's fine as well. And she said it looked pretty good. Now at that point we had already agreed that I could use that video as a reference video for our website, so yes, that was pretty much the way to get to shoot your first real estate video. Now some quick advice here. If you want to shoot a real estate video, I think that's not quite the way to start out, because these videos are always very short and it doesn't really tell people anything about your overall skill as a filmmaker. What you're better off doing is maybe first shoot some weddings or commercials and then get a wide angle lens, like a super wide angle, like in my case the Nikon 10-20. Because like I said, you pretty much need that for real estate, and it's good for other things as well, but we'll talk about that in a separate video that I'm gonna make about this lens. Now if you already got a wide angle lens, I think you should talk to some landlords that you maybe know, maybe even your own landlord, just some people who want to sell their real estate. You can call them, email them, or have a direct talk to them, ask them if this is something that might help them. For example, you can make a free kind of reference video for them first, if you don't have any reference, to kind of convince them, this guy's a good filmmaker, or this girl, if that's the case, and then they can give you follow-up jobs. But be careful with that. You have to be the one suggesting that. And that one you can apply in general. If your customer suggests giving you follow-up jobs, they will just let you make the video for them and then hire another filmmaker that is starting out, because there's more of them out there than you think. So you're basically not gonna get anything out of it. So be careful with that. But that's it for this video, guys. I know it was a little bit goofy, and I recorded over 20 minutes of footage, which is too much, but yes, that's it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more. Also tell me if I should do a room tour, because I think that would be a pretty interesting thing to do. And yeah, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. And until next time, goodbye!